Hey, so welcome to our skincare special bit of the evening, and we're just going to show some little techniques. We've got the lovely Julia is going to show us the lymphatic drainage technique using the guasha stone and some lovely oils, which we'll share. First of all, we wanted to show you. I don't know if you want to raise your hands. Has anyone ever used the Virage skincare system that doTERRA have? Um, Yes, got a few there, a few hands. So I'm just going to show you some ways that we can use it because it is quite a versatile system and I use it every day. So in case you wanted to replace what you're using at the moment, the Barrage system is a really good all-rounder. So just a little summary there that women can put up 515 chemicals on their skin, in their bodies every day. Moisturizer alone, shop bought moisturizer can contain up to 30 different chemicals. And regulatory bodies do not require any pre-market testing or approval. Laws and regulations surrounding the beauty industry have not changed in almost 100 years. And you think of all the chemicals that have been built up for 100 years. So interesting that beauty companies are not required to share their ingredients with any government entities before they end up on the market. So it's quite shocking, isn't it? Nobody knows how every single combination of these 500 plus chemicals will interact with your health and your body. So we really need to be sure what's going on our skin. It's entering our bloodstream. It needs to be as natural as possible. So you may already use a very clean brand, which is fine. But I just wanted to show you the Virage system. So it can consist of four things. The first one is the cleanser. I've got the cleanser here. And if you notice there on the graphic, the cleanser consists of wild orange. We've got basil, tea tree, so incredibly cleansing and purifying for the skin. The olive oil is very hydrating, and it's got amino acids and lipids which can help to nourish and hydrate the skin. So it's definitely not a drying wash. And we've also got coconut oil in there as well. So all you need to do is put 1 to 2 small pumps on your hand, and then you just cleansing your face with it there. And then if you've got sort of a bamboo cloth or a face cloth, you can just sort of wet that with warm water and you can rinse with that. Don't forget the eyebrows. Before that, if you are using eye makeup, you can use your fractionated coconut oil with a cotton pad. Make sure your cotton wool pad is damp with some warm water before you put the oil on. And then you can simply take your mascara and eye makeup off with that first before you go on to cleanse using the Virage cleanser. So it's a really lovely cleanser. Like I say, it's not drying at all. And then we follow that with the Virage toner. And that's it there. Some people set the makeup with this, so it's not just for toning after. So you just literally close your eyes and spritz, and you'll find that it activates the little foaming things activate on your face. You can also sort of dry it down there. You can spray your neck and your chest. Some people also spray the underarms because when you look what's in it, we've got lang lang, coriander and cypress, palmarosa and witch hazel, and also aloe. So you can even put it on a cotton wool and use it that way if you prefer not to spritz it over your face. So it's a really lovely toner, and it can also be used as a deodorant as well. It's sort of setting your makeup. So that's how we would use the toner. And we've also got the Virage serum. Now, this is probably one of the most luxurious products around. If you look what's in it, we've got frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, helichrysum, rose, myrrh. We've got olive oil, jojoba, macadamia, and the lipid complex. So it is probably, yeah, one of the most amazing serums I've ever tried. And all we do is just put 1 or 2 pumps of the serum, and then all we do is press it onto the skin, not to rub it, just press it over the skin. And in a minute, when Julia shows the washer technique, we can actually use the Virage serum if you don't want to use the yellow pump or if you want to switch it up. And that can really help to push it into the skin. So we don't want to drag the skin, we just want to push it around the skin. And then we can also add the addition of cypress oil, because cypress is good for puffiness. It's good for, it's a fluid mover. So if you want to use some diluted cypress, just add it to your moisturizer, which we'll go on to. You can just pop it under your just under your eyes, not too close to your eyes, and it really helps with those eye bags in the morning. So a touch of cypress. And a really good tip is to keep your roller in the fridge as well, or your gua sha stone in the fridge just to cool everything down. And then following that, we've got the beautiful Virage moisturizer. And in there we have jasmine, geranium, juniper berry, beef, buckthorn berry, shea butter, and bark extract as well. So we would apply this afterwards, and just a couple of pumps again, and we would just apply it using the fingers in a rolling action over the face. And that's our little skincare routine using the Virage system. Obviously, don't forget your neck as well and your chest area. And what's great about these bottles, it's a very luxurious looking system. You can actually reuse these bottles and make your own serums. So once you've run out, because they're easily replaced, you can just reuse them and make your own skin serums. I'm not going to talk about that because Julie's going to talk more about that. But just some little tips at the end. Way to use the toner, especially aftershave, because it's really gentle. Makeup setter and great for sunburn when you looked at what was in the ingredients. And also you can add it to your hair for extra bounce. Your toner bottles, you can make a hormone spray with it because it's such a lovely spray bottle. So upcycling that with peppermint, clary sage and water and keep that in the fridge. You can make room spray, perfumes, hair detanglers and all sorts with the toner bottle. So definitely not wasting those beautiful bottles there. And I think that is it. So that's a little bit about the Virage system. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Yeah, I'll just show you. They can all be bought as a pack all together, the complete collection. So if you're looking at what to spend your points with, I would definitely treat yourself to the Virage system. All right, so now over to Julia, and we're all really excited for this, Julia. Thank you for your preparation on this. Over to you.
Hiya. Hope everyone's all right. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be talking about two holistic skincare practices that have gained significant attention in recent years. So the lymphatic drainage and then the rose quartz gua sha facial tool. So both techniques come from traditional practices, but they've still got remarkable benefits for modern skincare routines, particularly for like improving circulation, reducing puffiness, and just promoting overall health. So let's break down the science and benefits of the methods and how combining them can give you a glowing, refreshed complexion. So to begin with, let's talk about lymphatic drainage. So the lymphatic system is a crucial part of your body's immune and waste removal systems. It helps to carry away toxins, waste products, excess fluid from tissues. Yeah, Rachel, if you can share that picture. So you can see that the green on this image of the body, it maps the whole body, much like the circulatory system. But as Lisa mentioned earlier, the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like the heart pumps for blood circulation. So the heart also pumps blood away from the heart and then around the body, and lymph fluid flows in one direction towards the heart, along like chains of valves. It relies on your body's natural movement, which could be breathing, exercise, or even just arterial pulses that are nearby these little vessels. So the lymph vessels, they carry waste fluid to the lymph nodes, which are like the little blobby bits, the little green nodules, and they filter or clean the fluid, and then they return that fluid back into the bloodstream. And then it can also be further filtered through the liver, the kidneys, and obviously out through the bowels as well. And so when we talk about like the waste, it's things like viruses, bacteria, toxins, proteins that are too big for the smaller blood capillaries to manage. And so sometimes this this part of the immune system, it can become sluggish, because obviously it doesn't have the pump. So when it's out of balance, you'll tend to experience more swelling, puffiness, or just a general feeling of sort of heaviness in your body. And it can range from something quite subtle, just to maybe a little bit of puffiness on, under your eyes when you wake up in the morning, or maybe your ankles swell, or it could be something more obvious, which obviously maybe there's some chronic illness there or some underlying reason. So lymphatic drainage refers to a technique that stimulates the lymphatic system to help this process of elimination and detoxification. And it involves gentle rhythmic movements that encourage the flow of the lymph fluid, helping to eliminate the waste and reduce fluid retention. So it's not like deep tissue massage. The aim isn't to release or relieve muscle tension, as the lymph vessels, they sit just under the skin. There are deeper ones around your organs, but for the purposes of tonight, we're just talking about the ones on the sort of superficial level. So these one-way valves sort of open and close with gentle stimulation and stop any backflow. So if you imagine a mason jar, I did have one and I've forgotten to pick it up, I've left it downstairs. But if you imagine, like a mason jar with the clip top, that there's just like a chain of these mason jars and they pop open, and then with like a gentle squeeze action, if they're like if you're moving about, or if it's near a blood vessel that's pumping, and then it closes again, and then it'll pop open again and it'll close again. So pressing too firmly could cause the lymph to actually suspend or stop moving. So to give an example, maybe if you've come in from the cold air and your hands sort of start to swell as you've come into the warm, that's kind of a similar example of like a temporary strain or pressure that might be on the lymphatic drainage system. So when we perform a lymphatic drainage massage correctly, it should help to reduce that puffiness, especially around the eyes and on the face. We should experience improved circulation, helping to refresh the skin and bring nutrients to the surface. And obviously, we're going to support that detoxification by aiding in the removal of the toxins. And we should notice a brighter complexion because we're supporting the body's natural processes. You can take the picture down now, Rachel, if you want. Thank you. Right, so what's a gua sha then? So gua sha is an ancient practice that comes from traditional Chinese medicine. Gua means scraping, and sha refers to the red marks that are left on the skin when the treatment is applied. And gua sha has been used for centuries to relieve muscle tension, promote circulation, improve energy flow or qi. And I love this concept of the qi. Like, if anyone's familiar with the concept of like vibrations and raising our vibrations, that's sort of what we mean by the energy. I also like to think of it like everything vibrates. So thinking of like science lessons in school where we'd learn about, the structures of solids, liquids and gases and how they vibrate at certain frequencies. So I find it fascinating that we can have such an impact on our bodies. So for facial gua sha, the tool, typically, it's made of jade or rose quartz, and it's gently scraped over the skin in specific motions. And the rose quartz it's particularly loved in skincare because it's believed to carry, soothing and healing properties. Similar to like the oils, they are the minerals of the earth. So when applied to the face, the gua sha can stimulate blood circulation, which is going to increase oxygen and nutrient delivery to the skin cells. We're going to promote that lymphatic drainage that we've just spoken about, because the tool gently moves along the contours of your face, and it can move that stagnant fluid to reduce that puffiness. We should hopefully see improved skin elasticity with regular use, because it can help to tone and lift the skin and create a more sculpted appearance. So we don't need any Botox. And it should relax your facial muscles as well. So it provides a natural massage that can help alleviate stress and tension, especially around the jaw and forehead and eye areas where we tend to carry a lot of tension. And obviously, as we've already said, it should enhance the product absorption. If we're doing it after we've applied serums or oils, then doing the gua sha routine should help those to just drive deeper into the skin. So how do these techniques work together? So both the lymphatic drainage and the gua sha promote the fluid movement and circulation, as we've said. When you use the gua sha tool on your face, you're essentially performing a type of lymphatic drainage. And the skin on our face, it's exposed to the world every day. So we breathe, smell, taste, we use our senses to navigate the world. Our ears, our mouth, our throats can be vulnerable to environmental toxins. So perhaps, like I've said, maybe we clench our jaw, maybe we work a lot at a screen and we're sort of, doing a lot of close work, and that's causing some muscle tension, which obviously will impact the lymph able to move, its ability to move through the vessels. And there are many lymph nodes in your head and your neck. So by combining the two techniques, you can deepen that lymphatic drainage effect. And the motions used with the gua sha are specifically designed to help the lymphatic fluid move, encouraging, as we said, that detox, reducing that fluid retention. And we would hope to increase definition to the jawline, cheekbones and other areas of the face, promoting like a toned and lifted appearance, which is something that a lot of us we want to achieve, don't we? Especially as we start getting a little bit older. But we all want to age gracefully, and we don't need to be putting extra chemicals or going through extra procedures in order to achieve things that maybe might have had detrimental effects to our skin or to our health, when we can achieve these sorts of effects by doing something like this. So that's all we really want, isn't it? We want like a radiant glow with better circulation, reduce some of that puffiness, and look luminous and plump. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do it's going to probably be about 5 minutes, this demonstration. I'm going to start by just prepping lymph nodes. So if you are going to follow along, I'll let you know when you need your oil and your carrier oil and your essential oil. For the moment, all we're going to do is stimulate the lymph nodes around our neck and face. And this really helps to prep them to receive fluid where we're about to move. And the pressure needs to be really light. If you imagine, it's almost like the stroke of a feather. And we want a little resistance in the skin. So sort of on my arm, you can just sort of see, just very gently pressing, and I'm just moving the skin. I'm not rubbing, I'm not pulling the skin like this. It's not a deep tissue massage at all. So, and we want to be using plenty of surface area on our hands. So we're not going to be using the tiny tips of our fingers. So first, at the base of your neck, near your collarbone, just here, we're going to put our hands like this, and we're going to do sort of a J motion. So we're going to come down and in to that little hole here where your collarbone is. And we're just going to do that 10 times, just gently. It's almost like a stroke. It's just to encourage those lymph nodes to prep to receive this fluid that we're going to encourage down. So we want to do that about 10 times. And then we're going to move our hands further up, And our little fingers are going just behind the ears. And then we're just going to gently stroke down the neck to the count of 5. And then if you swallow, that just encourages it to come down as well. So next, if you can do Spock hands, and we're going to go with our index and middle finger behind our ears, and then ring finger and small finger, little finger in front. And we're just going to massage gently back and down. I'm going to do that 10 times. And we're just doing it lightly, just gently. We want just that little bit of resistance. It might feel like you're not really doing much, so you're probably doing it right. And we're doing that 10 times. Now, this next one I really like to do on a night. You don't have to include this one for the facial gua sha, but as I say, I love to do it, especially on a night. It's good for a headache. So you're going to take your fingertips just onto the back of your head, and you'll feel the occipital ridge. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to walk your fingers along that ridge, and then just gently glide down your neck. You're just going to do that 10 times as well. And then you're going to take your ring fingers, and you can also gently pump the sides of your nose, just here, gently. Not too hard. Like I've said, just imagine it's just like a feather. And again, we're doing that just 10 times. So you might already notice there's a little bit of a sort of a tingling sort of feeling. If not, don't worry. But sometimes, depending on how puffy you are already, you might just start to notice a bit of a relief. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get our carrier oil onto the palm of our hands. And you only need a tiny bit, like what, 5-10 piece worth? Because all we want really is to have something on our skin to help the gua sha stone glide. So once you've got that on your hand, if you just gently spread it around. And then we're just going to press that onto our neck and face. We don't want to be scrubbing it in and rubbing it in. We just want we want our skin to absorb it all. We don't want to be rubbing it into our hands and wasting it. As much as we all want youthful hands. So, right, so if you've got your little gua sha, we're going to start with this flat edge. And we're just going to start on the edge of our jawline here. You can use your opposite hand, just to support and provide a little bit of resistance. So we're just going to go down the side, move my hair out of the way, and we're going to do that 10 times. And remember to keep your pressure light. So we're not aiming to move the muscle, we're just gently stroking the skin almost. And you want your stone at about somewhere between a 15 and a 45-degree angle to your skin. And we're not going to go down the middle, because obviously we've got blood vessels here, we've got the windpipe here, and that's not where we want to be. We want to be on the side. So once we've done 10 on this side, we're going to swap. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. And then we're going to move to the jawline. So with this little notched edge, we're just going to go across the edge of our jawline so that our jawline fits inside that notch. So we're going to go to the edge of our jawline. And you can go down if you want, or you can just go across the edge of your jawline. Just depends on how you feel, what you would like to do. We don't have to overthink it. And remember to keep the pressure light. We're just encouraging that flow. And then the same on the other side. And as I said, about 10 times. And this one should help to give some definition to your jawline as well. So once we've done that, we're going to move on to the cheeks. So you might find that this edge, this sort of curved edge, is more appropriate, or you might want to use the notched edge. It just depends on your own face and the contours of your own face. So we're going to start here just by in the little crook of your nose, and we're just going to gently swoosh up towards our ear. And we're going to do that 10 times as well. Remembering it's just a gentle swoosh. We're not putting on too much pressure. It's just like a stroke almost. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Again, about 10 times. And towards this ear. If you want, you can use this notched edge a little bit higher up across the top of your cheekbone. Same principles. We're just doing gentle strokes up to the top of your temple. Probably to the count of 10. If you feel like this is a really puffy area, you could do more. You could do up to 30. However you feel, what you're comfortable with. So for puffiness as well, we can use this rounded edge, and we can just from the corner of our eye, we can swoop across and follow the occipital bone to the edge, and we can do that 10 times as well. And this will help with that puffiness that we sometimes see. Reduce that swelling and hopefully dark circles as well. And then onto the other side, same thing. And if anybody has crow's feet, we can also use this little curved edge to just gently go over them, just gently pull and smooth those out on both sides. So then for the forehead, we're going to go from the middle of the eyebrows here. Like that. Just do 5 of those. And then you'll notice we've got this wibbly edge, which is perfect for fine lines. Now, if you felt that maybe this wibbly edge would have been actually perfect over your cheek, if maybe you've got quite deep smile lines, you could use that ridged edge there. And we can also use it on our forehead. So starting here from the middle between our eyebrows, we're just going to go up and out and towards our temple. Across to one side. And then onto the other side. And then just to finish off, what we're going to do is we're going to come down the side of the forehead to the jawline. So we can come across like this, down the side and down to our neck, like that. And then we can repeat on this side as well. And then that's just encouraging all that flow to just come down. And we can do that. You could do that 10 times again if you wanted. It's up to you how you feel. 5 is fine, or you could do up to 30 if you felt like you needed it. So I like to finish by just rubbing my hands together to create some warmth, and then popping the palms of my hands over my eyes and just counting for 10 and taking some deep breaths. Making sure that we're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then you can just press your palms down to the back. There we look. And just ending it there. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. And just in conclusion, the lymphatic drainage and the rose quartz are really powerful natural methods that can easily be integrated into your own existing skincare routine. And as we've said, they promote better circulation, reduce puffiness, detox, leaving the skin looking more radiant. So yeah, thank you for your time, and I hope it was helpful. And if you've got any questions, just let me know.
Thank you so much, Julia. You all got many claps after that, loads of comments. That was so useful. And we'll definitely be stopping the recording and making sure everyone can play it again, so they can practice at home as well. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone.
You're very welcome.
I'll just stop recording in case you've got questions.